Hello and welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we have the opportunity to speak with Michele Vinnie, who is the math curriculum leader for Hampton City Schools for the 2022-2023 school year. So welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you, Kelly. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
And we're excited to have you here.
Yes.
It's not a welcome to Hampton because you are a Hamptonian. You've been with the division for quite a while.
That's
but
right.
You're new to this position this year. But you're not new to the math department. So tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in that department for the last several years.
Sure, yes, I'd love to. Obviously, I love mathematics, but for the last 4 years, I've actually served as a secondary mathematics teacher specialist. So I've been in and out of the schools working with my middle school and high school math teachers and working a little bit with the Virginia Department of Education in different committees revising math standards.
So for 4 years, doing that work, what exactly, when you say I'm in and out of schools, I've been supporting teachers, what does that mean?
So a teacher specialist, I guess you say, specializes in supporting teachers. I'm not evaluative. I go in, I make sure that instructional strategies, best practices are being used, that you're maximizing the block, building good relationships with students, any support that teacher needs to make sure they're successful. So I became a teacher specialist because I said if teachers succeed, then our students will succeed.
Absolutely.
And I also get to work with the awesome CIA team, writing curriculum, making sure that our resources are up to date, in time, and that we're staying ahead of the needs of the city to look forward for new things to come.
Well, that's a lot of work.
Yes.
That's a lot of hard work. And you did that for the last 4 years. So now in your new position as that curriculum leader, what does that mean? Like, what are your responsibilities as the math curriculum leader?
Well, so as the math curriculum leader, overseeing the entire department, so not just looking at secondary curriculum and assessments, also including all of our elementary schools. So now I work with my elementary teacher specialists, math support specialists, interventionists, and then working with our communities and schools to just say all K through 12 mathematics are now under me. And it's just an awesome role and an awesome opportunity, but to ensure again that we have the best curriculum around and that we'll continue to stay accredited in mathematics.
And we're getting ready to start the 2022-2023 school year, but you're not just starting the work. Tell us what you've been doing this summer, and even just, you laugh, you have not just started the work. Tell us how you've been preparing and even what you've just been doing the last few weeks.
Oh man, well, to prepare, I think start with building relationships. It's new, coming under a great, curriculum leader before, but going around, making sure people know who I am, making sure I'm visible, kind of listening to people, seeing what the need is, and then fine-tuning curriculum and making adjustments. So we've been writing assessments, revising curriculum, and then we've also trained new teachers. We've trained math instructional leaders, all kinds of PD that we've taken a part of, and just getting ready for the new school year because it's August 29th. It's right around the corner.
It is August 29th. We are opening before Labor Day this year. That is the first time. So I'm glad that you kind of put that little blip in there. So because we're opening August 29th, that professional development, that PD for our new teachers, that's already started, correct?
Already started, yes. I think we trained about, quite a few new math teachers, and they were awesome. These good relationships, lots of support, happy to be in Hampton, and we're just here. I have awesome math coaches who meet with them one-on-one and make sure they have everything they need to start the school year.
Well, and I know I shared with you prior to us coming on stage that I used to be a middle school math teacher.
Yeah.
So math teachers do rock, I will say that.
Thank you, Kelly.
So exactly, 4 years, but you've been with Hampton longer than 4 years. So where were you prior to the math department?
So prior to the math department, I actually came out of college 2009. I started at Sims Middle School, and that was a great opportunity, teaching 7th grade, 8th grade math and high school courses in middle school. And then I moved on to Kickingham High School, where I also coached junior varsity basketball, and then I taught algebra and geometry and algebra 2 at Kickingham for 2 years. And then I went to Hampton High School. I took on that challenge, and it was an awesome opportunity once again under great leadership. And I taught Algebra 1 geometry and Algebra 2 for 4 years. So I did all of that, 10 years in the classroom before saying, now, you know what, I want to lead teachers. And that's when I became the teacher specialist.
That's awesome. So
Thank you.
A Spartan to a warrior to a crabber to a teacher specialist.
As long as I'm at
right?
HCS, yes.
As long as you're HCS.
That's right.
So where did you go to school? Where did you graduate from?
Well, actually, I graduated from Christopher Newport University, and that's where I also played 4 years of college basketball, and I majored in mathematics there. Previous to that, I was a Phoebus Phantom alumni, so I graduated right here in Hampton City Schools.
And then you've said basketball a few times, but I know we're sitting. You're not the tallest of individuals. Were you a point guard?
You weren't supposed to tell everyone that, Kelly. No. Yes, I was a point guard and a shooting guard. Always the captain of my team, always leading. It's just in me. It's in my blood.
There you go. And it's funny because we've even had conversation, and you're using those terms, those leadership terms, and also those math terms. You use the word variable in just a regular conversation. So you are very much the math, the leader, and so forth. So tell us, what are your goals going into this school year?
I think goals going into the school year is really, well, we want to maintain accredited in mathematics, fully accredited without conditions, but just looking past data, my goal is really to help people understand that math is connected and that it's not just high school math and then there's elementary, but it's a vertical articulation as a student gets in kindergarten, understands what's equal and not equal, and then understands numbers and number sense and skip counting and how that transfers over to fractions and how that can lead to proportions and so forth. So when they get into high school, that they build conceptual understanding, and it's not just rote memorization of numbers and variables, that it has meaning to it. And when you leave outside of the walls of the classroom, you know that you learned something in school and that you applied it outside in your everyday life. And that's the real goal, that people understand that we're all math people. It's not just an isolated subject.
We are all math people, because it really does not matter what career choice that you go forth with, or even just your daily life, having to manage a budget, balance looking at, I know that things are very different when I'm older than you. So even, when I was at school or you were at school, like balancing that checkbook or doing things by hand, and we're very technology savvy now, but you can't depend on that and have to have that knowledge so that you can pay bills and have a living and support a family or yourself.
Financial literacy, it's all connected.
It's all connected, it is.
Yes.
So anything else that you'd like to share with us as far as who is Michele Vinnie?
No, I do want to say thank you to Hampton City Schools. It's just been a lot of collaboration and support, and I think that's what I've been enjoying so far. Just, you take on a new challenge and opportunity, but you have so many people around you in our community, in our school leadership team. They say, what do you need? How can we get it done? What would it take? And we're all hands on deck, and that's why I love Hampton City Schools. But besides teaching math and, working in Hampton City Schools, I am a mother, and I have 2 children. Right here in Hampton, and I love basketball, fishing, and gardening, cucumbers, basil, all that kind of stuff.
You had me at basketball and fishing. I don't know about basil and cucumbers. Now, I do like to eat cucumbers, but I'm not a great gardener, and I kill a lot of plants. So you have that up on me.
Yeah, so when I leave here, to keep me happy, I love, spiritual food and real food, and just being outdoors.
Well, excellent. Well, we are excited to see all of the good things that are coming out of the math department this year, and we've already seen a lot of good things.
Yes.
In the last few weeks with our new teachers coming back, and now our veteran teachers returning in just a few short days. Mm-hmm. So we are hitting the ground running and welcoming our students back on the 29th of August. And
we're ready.
We are ready.
Yes, we're in this together.
Well, we are. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. Remember, it's easy to stay connected.